everyone. Welcome back to the Mention It All podcast. I am excited to be joined today by one of my reality TV friends. She's all over Instagram, TikTok. You've seen her with her fabulous impressions. Andrea Lopez.
Hey.
Welcome. Hello.
Thank you so much. Good to see your face.
Good to see your face too. It's crazy that this is the first time you're coming on the show.
I know, considering how many times we bump into each other.
And I was thinking back, we actually performed together.
Yes.
Once upon a time.
Yes.
We did, at the beginning of 2024, Betches was doing this comedy show event, and we were like, we want to add something to make this a little more spicy, a little more fun. And it was right after the Bermuda Triangle Salt Lake City finale situation. Mm-hmm. And so we did a table read of that finale dinner. Who did you play in the table read?
I played
Monica. You were Monica. Right?
Oh, yes. I was Monica.
I'm not accusing you of stealing, but you said this is the first time I have been here.
I was like blacked out at that whole entire experience because
we had Lindsay Hubbard and Danielle.
Yes. Like actually IRL, yes. Yeah. They were reading for, who were they reading for?
Lisa? Heather and Lisa.
Yes.
Danielle was Lisa. Mm-hmm. It is crazy because that was like, it was like such a moment.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Monica Garcia, like, it feels like she doesn't exist anymore.
Where did it go? What happened to her? She said, and she dropped the mic and then said, peace, I'm out.
She said, I am Reality Von Teese and you'll never see me again. Yeah.
I know.
You know what's crazy? So she's had a baby since then.
In my mind, I was thinking, didn't she like get married, move to Ibiza and have a baby? I don't know.
So she was, because she was supposed to be, or allegedly she was supposed to be on Traitors this past season, but she got pregnant, so she couldn't do it.
Well, nothing like a good old pregnancio to stop you in your tracks.
No, but
it hasn't stopped Lindsay Hubbard though, because that girl's going back to. I think she's on the show.
She's like, I am Summer House. How would I not be there? No, but
she's like, sandwiches. Who will serve them?
So Monica has had another baby since then, and then she just posted. I have not thought about her in a while.
Yeah.
But one of her Instagram reels crossed my desk this week, where she was making a joke about her daughter's boyfriend and her boyfriend being the same age.
You know, it's not all of our lives, and some of us couldn't handle that. But if anybody can, it's Monica.
Some of us couldn't handle that.
Some of us. I don't know, but she does it with grace.
What's the, like, so I guess Monica's probably in her 40s. I don't know how old her daughter is, but like.
But that's crazy to think about.
I guess.
So her daughter must be in her teens.
No, maybe, I think like she has a 20-year-old daughter, let's say.
Okay.
Let's imagine that her daughter's 20. Because I don't want to be like her daughter's 17 dating a 30-year-old.
Okay, right. In my mind, I was like, God, that's weird. So she would be 20. She would be dating a 25-year-old. Monica could definitely be dating a 25-year-old.
Monica dating a 25-year-old sounds correct.
Monica's 41 and her daughter's 19.
Okay.
19.
41, 19. She had the baby around 21. Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
do you start dating the same age?
Do you remember when she came on Housewives and her like business that she was doing was selling baby blankets out of her house?
How could I forget? I watched her stitch together a couple of things and I said, is this a lucrative business? But babies always need blankets.
It's like, at a certain point, like a few years ago, suddenly everyone had either like a Burberry like check blanket or like the Hermes like H blanket. And it's like, so that's from Etsy.
So let me get this straight. What you are, and listen, I'm not knocking a business model. I'm not knocking a business because girls got to get her check. But it's an interesting avenue to go. You know, nobody wakes up one day and says, you know what? I'm hitting the baby blanket market and it's going to be hot.
And like, it's such a specific demographic that is in the market for a baby blanket.
That's what I'm saying.
Because like, I'm not buying a baby blanket.
I would consider it. No, I'm just kidding. I think, but people always need blankets. I'm in my baby shower era right now. You know, all my friends are getting married. Everybody's having babies. Right. I know. It's like going off on a tangent. And so now I'm like, oh my gosh, what do you get? You know, you can follow the registry, but a baby blanket is not a bad place to go.
If you had a friend who was having a baby who was also a Housewives fan, getting them a Monica Garcia baby blanket would be kind of a slay.
Kind of a slay, you know?
It's the same as showing up to like, somebody's housewarming with a bottle of like Ramona Pinot Grigio. It's like, that's the thing from the thing.
Yeah, but it will connect to who it needs to be connected to, you know? They'll read between the lines.
Have you tried any of the Housewives drinks?
The drinks. Oh, Bluestone Manor. I had some of the whiskey.
Oh my God, I'm jealous.
Which
Actually, I don't
is-
even like whiskey.
Which I don't either, but sweetie, pour it on ice. Because if it's related to a thing and it's, you know, Housewives or anything else that I'm into, I will be in it. Okay. So yeah, it tasted good. I mean, I was making it in mixed drinks with it, so you know, it was doable. I'm not drinking it whiskey neat.
I wish I could go back in time and try Fabellini.
Oh yes, I die for that. I do. I'm getting into Teresa already, but yeah, no, I wish that they need to like remarket that whole thing, rebrand. I mean,
yeah, there are so many like
cookies.
Vintage Housewives products where it's like, obviously that wasn't a real enough business to still be made for like a decade plus. Right. But like if you did a little capsule collection, if you did a limited edition, Ramona Pinot Grigio Fabellini, Vicky's Vodka.
Vicky's Vodka. That's a throwback. Remember the Blackwater?
Yes.
It was the charcoal infused.
That was like so like Tumblr core too.
No, seriously. That was my first PR package that I got sent in the pandemic, was just, I think about 3 boxes full, 24 packs of of the Blackwater. Oh my God. And I said, is this still around? Are we still serving
I
this?
definitely remember in college in like the mid 2010s, I think there was like one store that sold it and I would get it just to be like aesthetic. Drinking it tastes, honestly, like nothing, but it tastes like water.
It tastes like water.
Well, and then also there was from Shahs of Sunset, Asa's Diamond Water.
Okay. And I remember those business meetings. She's like, oh my God, now which crystal am I going to put in the bottle? She would call phone a friend. She's like, which one do you think? I really remember that.
The Diamond Water.
The Diamond Water. Reza.
It was so expensive.
Yeah, it was. Well, no shit. I mean, there's like a charged diamond in it. You're like, there's a little memento at the bottom of the water for you to keep.
I don't want crystals in my water.
I don't need it, but I also didn't grow up on the West Coast, so crystals to me have never been.
No, I agree. I'm like, I respect the journey, I guess.
Right.
But I'm like, to me, it means nothing.
Charge your crystals, honey. But nowadays I've been seeing, have you been seeing these? It's these spiritual Instagrams I've been getting where they feed you, it's like the portal of possibility, and it's between these dates. And it was like the best day for manifestation was sometime in June. And I keep getting fed these things. And it says the best day of the year for manifestation. If you have a supercharged thing that you want, like this day it like supercharges into the universe. Bitch, I was reading I was yesing to that. I said, this is clearly, I don't know who this is coming from. Who's the source?
You're like, we're going to light my abundance candles.
Yeah, seriously. I've been getting into it. The more older I get, the more woo-woo I get, and it's scaring me.
That's interesting because I have always felt very non-woo-woo.
Same. I'm anti-woo-woo.
I don't like to woo-whoop it up,
yeah,
if you will.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe someday, though. I was talking... Our friend Abby Bonadise was here a couple weeks ago.
Yes, I was just watching your episode.
We were talking about the woman on TikTok with the dowsing rods.
You guys had me in it. I thought it was almost a Ouija where it moves itself, but
I feel like there's an open space for like crystals in the Housewives space.
Definitely.
I guess
Definitely.
Like Raquel was trying to get into that like Ali Luber's doing the star charts. Like there's some momentum.
The star charts. I've always want a reading from her. I've always wanted. Did you get a reading or anything? Yeah. Again, we're anti woo woo.
I saw Ellie and James once at the parking lot of the Grove in LA.
A common meeting place.
That was fun.
Yeah.
No, I've never had her do my star chart though. I don't know what time I was born, so I don't.
That's always the big question. Like we get down to the nitty gritty. They're like, "What's your star sign?" Or "You're rising, falling, whatever." And they go, "Now, what time were you born?" I go, "Who knows these things?"
And the thing is, my mom has it written down somewhere.
Okay, great.
But she doesn't know off the top of her head.
Right.
So if I were to call or text her and say, "Hey, what time was I born?"
Right.
Do you need it now? I guess.
Is your mom
I'll have to go to it might be in the basement somewhere. When do you really need it?
Yeah, they run on a different clock because my mom will go into some spiel. She goes, well, your father was stressed out. I remember it. And we had to stop at CVS on the way to the hospital to get him some Imodium because his stomach was upset. I said, listen, I didn't need this long, winded ass story.
I know you have the baby book is somewhere.
Right. Was the sun out or was it nighttime? Give me a ballpark area for when I was born.
I don't think I've ever seen my birth certificate.
So that's okay. So that's where it would be, right? Like that's the information.
so.
It's on there.
I suppose.
Yeah. It's like time you were born, place, hospital, all that, that jazz.
Middle name.
What's your middle name, by the way?
Michael.
What
about you?
Juliana.
I like that.
AJ, but nobody. I've had many. Did you have a lot of nicknames growing up? Because I had
not really. I would get like the dill pickle thing, which like I didn't like.
Dilly Willy.
No.
Dillzers.
In college, I had a Delance phase.
Delance. I love her.
That doesn't come out too much anymore.
Every time I see you now at the Grove, Delance.
Every time I'm just at the Grove.
Classically at the Grove.
Just love the Cheesecake Factory.
I mean, yeah. For me in New York, do you have like a meeting, someplace that if you're somewhere in the city, there's always that one place that you can be like, you know what, we're just going to go here.
I don't know that I do.
The Grove is a very big place. I mean, LA is so spaced out, but
because what would the New York, what we're going to meet at like the mall in Hudson Yards.
Right. Either that. Well, I worked at Italy for a little bit. And because they have 3 locations in the city, usually someone is usually around there.
You could triangulate to the nearest Italy.
You can't. I'm like, just meet me at Italy.
Italy's good. Italy's a good one. It's
a good one because it's a large place. There's options for a lot of people. And here I am, just the Italy rep, I guess. Pay me for that.
There's like Italy's in airports some places.
Okay, that's crazy.
Like I know the Rome airport has one, but I think somewhere in the US just opened one.
I would be up in there in the airport. Seriously.
Getting cured meats to bring on the plane.
Yes. Right. I mean, I can't get into any of the lounges. I think I'm a member of like 15 lounges, like Delta, the Sapphire. And yet they always deny entry.
Ma'am, we're at capacity.
There's an Italy in JFK.
There's an Italy in JFK. Wait, what terminal?
This is
specifically in 4, 5, and 8.
4? I was just there.
4, 5,
4
and
is Delta.
8. 4 is Delta.
Okay, well,
I
gotta go. There's an Italy literally 3 minutes from here.
There is.
And I'm about to go to JFK.
And I was going to hit it up after.
You should.
Yeah, my old friends are there, so they're always like, what's going on in your life, you know?
Oh, once upon a time I used to work at Uniqlo. And like,
yes.
Then it was rough after I stopped working there because if I'm like, oh, I just want to like go buy like socks.
Like, can I just shop in peace?
Catch up with everyone.
I know.
mean, it was
and I love it, but you do feel the need to like, you got to stop and see your friends,
Yeah.
See how everyone's doing.
I love talking about Italy. Could do it all day. Back to the reality TV, the Bravo angle. I wanna rewind the clock a little bit and ask you, what is your like Bravo reality origin story? Like, what was the first thing you remember watching? What got you hooked? How did we get here?
How did we get here? This won't surprise a lot of people because I think for many, New York was kind of their home place. But born and raised on the East Coast, these women were so memeable. They were so funny, so real. I fell in love with Sonia Morgan and just her whole persona, and I had to know more, especially doing characters and impressions. I'm always looking for those people that are so interesting to watch, and they've got taglines. And so for an impressionist, Bravo is a wonderland because there is just so many people that you could impersonate that you can take to another level. Ergo Teresa, that's where that whole thing started. But yeah, for me, it was really New York. I always loved New York City. Eventually wanted to move here. Similar to Abby's origin story, really. It was just that escapism of New York City and getting to see how the other side lives is so fun. And then, of course, I loved the whole Teresa of it all. I loved the Jersey family values. And that got me into Jersey. And yeah, I mean, I just binged it from start to finish, both of them.
Were you like going back even further than that? Like, what was your reality TV consumption like in like the 2000s? Were you watching like MTV and stuff? Were you Jersey Shore?
Yes, definitely Jersey Shore. Okay. My brother and I, that was one of the things we loved watching together.
Like, so this is aspirational.
Yeah, I said, I want to be Angelina showing up with plastic bags.
The trash bags.
The trash magazine. Which, by the way, she finally did a tell-all, and she's like, I don't know why they showed me with those trash bags. Like, I had a bag, but they just liked that was my trope. And so, she's always been trash bag girl.
Hello.
Hello. What do you think?
That is
Paulie's like, what the hell? Angelina showed up with no bags?
That is like a tough break to be trash bag girl.
Seriously.
And that's like that was like 16 years ago.
That was 16 years
and
ago.
And she's still trash bag girl.
And people are still to this day talking about it. But if you're going to be known, whatever, be known for something.
I just saw recently that it was like the 15th anniversary of Snooki like getting arrested. Like, where's the beach?
And how iconic. She went to the beach, found the security police officer, replayed the whole scene. She's an icon. So Jersey Shore was huge. I love Jersey Shore. The Real World, I also used to watch that. I grew up down the street from the DC Real World house. So we would always sneak in. I think my cousin went in like a late night. He like knocked on the door and he tried to get in. And so that was a really big.
Abandoned?
No, this was during the season. During filming.
You're like, hi.
There was really not really a lot of police presence. There was no security guards. Like, you could legit go up and knock on the door. And the only reason we knew was because there was all these cameras around the house. It was right in DuPont Circle, if you know, like the DC. And so, my cousin was a lot older. He was their ages. So we went out and I think he like was trying to get in with a girl. I don't know the end of that story, but I think he was walking around the house. Yeah.
It's like, imagine if like the Love Island villa was just like in the middle of DC.
I'm telling you, people would be
That's what
in
it's
there
like.
all the time. That's what it's like. That's why they have to go to some remote island.
I did find, like, when I was watching Love Island, I always get curious, and so I found it on like Google Maps.
Where
like,
exactly it is?
Yeah, like you can like do the satellite view and you can like see the pool and like
you can see the
and
pool.
then what I figured out was that they're like a hop, skip, and a jump from where Survivor is filmed.
Of course.
So I'm like, that's the crossover I need.
That really is.
Like, send the Islanders to the Survivor camp.
It's just two totally different vibes. Yeah. Let's do like a wife swap, but it's reality show swap. God. Location swap.
So have you heard about this wife swap that they're doing with Housewives?
No.
They announced it. They announced that it's happening. They haven't said like exactly who's going to be in it, but I've heard it's like Angie K, Emily Simpson from OC. Like,
yes.
It's going to be like maybe Wendy.
But like different franchises, and they're going to switch.
So this is my thing. That's what I wanted. It sounds like it's going to be the Housewives swapping with like civilians.
Civilians. Okay.
Like, it's gonna be like
peasants.
Like, my mom has to go to Angie K's house.
Would not work. Also, Angie K's house, not for nothing. I mean, it is in Park City, but it's just white as snow. I would get lost in there.
That house is
it's
like
an ice princess.
It's like kind of like a mausoleum.
It is.
Do you remember when in the like Kim Ye days when they had that like historic ginormous home that they were like, look at our home that we've had renovated by this renowned architect, and it was literally just like white walls with no furniture, no decor.
Yeah. Stones.
They were like, this is the most pristine space ever. And it's like, yeah, it looks like nobody lives there.
Yeah, you're in solitary confinement and you have a straitjacket on. That's what I would go crazy.
Angie K, I feel like, has the like Utah equivalent of that house.
Completely. It's just bare to the bones, bare necessities. I can't tell the chair from the floor because it all matches.
Electra's like not allowed to have like any toys out.
That's what it gets me about these homes. I just go, they don't look lived in. Yeah. I loved the old Kardashian ranch where they used to raise chickens, because I see myself sitting down in that chair, chit-chatting with a glass of Pinot.
Yeah.
Like, it felt so homey. And those houses that are just so cold, you won't find me in there.
Well, you mentioned right before we started recording that you love a Tuscan kitchen.
Dill pickle.
And I feel
Delance.
Yes, I feel like that is like the warm, like, that's a home.
You get me.
That's a home.
That is to be lived in.
Yeah.
The experiences are shared.
You feel like there is like a smell of fresh cooking.
Absolutely. I was just going to say that. Basil.
There's going to be like some tchotchke, like
so many
a spoon holder that has like
Mackenzie Child spoon holder. Yeah. You've got
like a but first coffee
there.
Thing is like hanging over the
Right. And I'm not one for those cliche sayings in the home, but I'll take a but coffee first if it's in a Tuscan kitchen. I'll accept it. Like, cooking and family lives here, or like happiness lives here.
They're like, a well-loved kitchen is the sign of a well-loved family.
Happy wife equals a lot of wine and love. Something simple.
Just like No-No's cooking octopus.
No. Oh my God. Wait. Another iconic scene.
No cooking octopus at 6 a.m.
I'm falling over. And he's in his little like cute little wife beater. And he's got that huge octopus dumping into the sizzling water. a time.
R.I.P.
Seriously, those are the scenes that I miss.
Yeah. Well,
It's
and I think
just-
that's like, obviously, I think when we think about Jersey now, it's become this like really like toxic ball of like,
Totally.
they can't be together, the war
Totally.
of the families and whatever. But like, the best moments were just like hanging out,
Yes.
cooking,
Yes.
taking Adriana to dance.
Exactly. Like I really related to your conversation with Abby because it really was those everyday moments, even though it was like heightened to a certain degree because
Yeah.
they're opening their doors and they live in these grandiose, beautiful mansions. But it was just them doing real, real life things. And
Teresa paying cash for the furniture.
it's so good. She's like, who pays cash?
I would give so much to see like who's living in that house now.
I know.
And like what they've done with the place.
Well, they definitely switched up the windows. I don't know if you ever... The window placements. Listen.
Yes.
We bought it like that. I didn't like... They had one triangle one on the left corner. They had a square one. They had an oval. They loved playing shapes.
Yeah, it looked like a kid was having a little too much fun in like Microsoft Paint or whatever. And then they were like, and that's how they built it.
A Sims house.
Yeah.
I was unlocking all the codes on Sims. I was building mansions. If only life was that easy.
The problem is then it's like you try to make a house like that more like contemporary and you buy all the furniture from like Z Gallery or whatever.
Yes.
And then it's like, now there's no love in this home.
It just doesn't work.
It doesn't feel warm.
The aesthetics don't match. It wouldn't.
Teresa's
Clearly.
house is beautiful now.
I love it. I do love it. If there's an island, I'm all about it.
You know, it's really bougie, the double island.
When you got two islands,
Like
that's a new
like
level.
one is for the cooking
Right.
and one is just for the hanging out.
Just for the lounging. They've got the tall bar chairs.
Yes.
Just for you to, if you need to convene elsewhere aside from the other island, there's a second one for you.
That's what I aspire.
That's what I aspire. People go, what is your dream? I go, islands in my kitchen.
Like no career goals, just two islands.
Nope. Seriously not. If I can just, people always ask, oh my gosh, what's the next step? Truly, this world is so crazy. If I can just continue living out, making people laugh and doing impressions and truly surviving on doing what I love, that's all that I need. That's really, for me, what's important.
What was the first like housewife or like reality person impression that you kind of like
That I did start. It
clicked
really,
into?
I wanted to do Bethany, but then I fell in love with the Teresa, and it was at the beginning of the pandemic, and I was just playing around with different things. And my old Teresa impression is the worst. I can send you an old video. It's
Okay.
You'll say seriously, what is this?
It's a very specific timbre of the voice,
Right. Timbre.
cadence of the speech.
Yep.
And I feel like it's easy to imagine what it should sound like, but
Right.
it's hard to recreate.
I would, yes. And so I started with just getting the Jersey accent down. And then I started with her mannerisms. And that the mannerisms is what really got me in. So
Yeah.
she's always like doing this.
Yes, the
She's
hands.
switching the hands. She's doing like Beyonce. So single ladies. And so then I realized she talks in like short spurts. So I started doing that. She's like,
Yeah.
and that's what I say, And then she always finishes with, So once you get those idiosyncrasies down and the things they always say, it really helps to build. That's my process.
Yeah. I feel like also the short set spurts, it's like kind of like the influencer cadence before that was even a thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, so you guys, I'm at the place and this
Switch.
is what. It's like, what's going on?
What's happening?
Why is there a comma after every word?
And they also, with these makeup tutorials that they do, they tell a story while they're doing their makeup.
Yes.
So every beat that they're doing, they're putting blush on. That's a sentence.
Yes.
And it just
Right, and you have to cut it up that way
Right,
because that's a
exactly.
new clip.
Exactly. And so, and then clip it. So that's how I guess they start talking, but it drives me nuts.
Yeah. It is crazy to think about, like, in terms of the editing on Housewives, when you'll hear them say that it's like, oh, yeah, that dinner scene, we were there for 2 hours.
Right. And they make it look 10 seconds.
And it's, like, pretty seamless most of the time.
It really is. Yeah.
Except for when it's not. Like, on Summer House.
Right.
On Summer House, like, you just hear, like, so, Jesse, why did you say that? Nobody's mouth is moving.
That's so true.
I was really laughing on the most recent episode of Miami. They're going to Seville, Spain for their trip, or Sevilla, as Alexi's like, we cannot call it Seville.
I'm sure she wanted proper pronunciation.
And they're like in the car, and you know how they always get like the hotel like promotion or whatever.
Yes.
They're in the car, and somebody just goes, Julia, where are we staying? And you're looking at the back of her head and you just hear, the Radisson Collection Hotel in Sevilla. And then it cuts back to her being like, they're going to have nice rooms and blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, she recorded that in a studio 6 months later.
That was post-edit. You know she was in.
They're like, yeah, can we just get 5 different line readings of Radisson Collection?
That's so good.
And I was like, clock it.
Radisson.
She did not say
Radisson. Yeah, no shot. But it is interesting. I mean, the producers have a really big job because they do need to create a story.
Yeah.
But that's my fear of reality TV. Like, could you ever do it? I'm just afraid of how the whole story will be taken.
I feel like even before this was like what I was doing, I think I still would have said no probably. But I really feel like I've been like a little too close to the...
You're in it.
I've seen enough of the sausage that I'm like, I don't need to think about that too hard.
I'll pass.
But like, I think in terms of like, sharing my life or whatever, like, I don't want to try that hard.
Yeah.
And especially on a show like Housewives, where the whole goal is to like have longevity,
right,
and really sustain yourself in the group. Like, you have to like stay at it, and you can't have, you can have one season maybe where you're like, don't have so much going on, or you're not like in the eye of the hurricane, but like, you can't be boring.
You still got to have some storyline in case they decide that they want to take it far with you in that season.
And even if it's somebody else's storyline, you have to be inserting yourself. You have to be like commenting on everybody else's drama. And I'm just like, I just want to like go to dinner and go home.
That is also how I feel about social media. I don't feel the need to like share what exactly is going on when you're just trying to have a nice dinner. Like, why do I have to share how good the food looks? It's kind of similar way.
I'm like nostalgic for the time when it was like, this was Coachella 2017. Like in like 2014, if you were like going out with your friends, like I was in college then, it's like you would be pre-gaming in somebody's dorm room and there would be a 20-minute photo shoot of you in the dorm room hiding the shot glasses. Every photo would go on Facebook the next morning. So many photos. And now I'm I can be like, at my birthday party this year, I took like one picture.
Yes. I think it's just it's just too much for us now.
I like living in the moment. Like, I don't want to be on my phone the whole time.
Right.
But even like when I'm on vacation, I'm like, I wish I had some more better photos of me.
I get home and I go, what's this? I have a picture of like one salad.
I'm like putting together the carousel. I'm like, okay, so there's no photos of me.
I started texting everybody else who was on the trip. Like, yo, did you catch anything?
Put it in the shared album.
I'm a big asking for the shared album.
Yeah, I don't think I pull my weight in the shared album.
It's tough because you'll always have that one friend who's so good at capturing everything. And I mean, God bless them because we need them. But yeah, especially with this as our job, we have to capture other things. So it feels almost that our personal life kind of just like sits by the wayside because
I just like
we're tired.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to put like thought into it.
I don't. I got to be witty all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that's something like we were talking about, like the level of like glam and styling.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And effort and I mean money too that goes into like, you can be a housewife, and it's like, obviously for the reunion, you're going to have your glam. Obviously for, your confessionals, you want to look your best, but it's like, you see these women out at like a random ass, moment in the city. And it's the exact same.
They never are not completely done up. Yeah. It's really impressive. I mean, they know that once getting into that, you have to have a full beauty team and you're flying them in. And so
were you at the Next Gen NYC premiere party?
Yes.
Do you remember when Drew Sidora just like pulled up?
Yes. And our necks turned. We snapped because she stole the room.
She was wearing this like macrame dress, full glam, of course. I was introduced to her stylist, and I'm like, okay, so not only do you have a stylist, but he's traveling with you literally to the event. It's like, I cannot imagine having to like, I mean, I'm not having to, but like feeling like I had to do all that.
Yes. And it is so much. You have to build your team. You got to travel with them. But then showing up to these events, they're 3 hours long. I don't know if they get paid for these appearances. I would assume so because they are like the real talent.
Yeah, I think it's probably a mix because I think there's a sense too of like, you have to sort of maintain your own relevance.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, if you're going to BravoCon, they're like setting you up and paying for your hotel and all of that.
Right.
But it's like, if you hear something is happening and it's going to be a moment,
you better go. If there's going to be a carpet, you got to go. I just went to this other event. It was a DirecTV Bravo event.
Yes.
And they called it like this rooftop soiree kind of at the Perch. It was at Two Penn Plaza. It was a stunning venue, but they said there may be a carpet. So in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be a cute little raw bar. We're going to have some spritzes on the rooftop. So I showed up with like my lobster and oyster shirt that I just bought from like a beach store. And I had my short skirt, and then I had these nice espadrilles with straw. Let me tell you, it was nothing of the sort, okay? There was a raw bar, but everybody was dressed to the nines. Some were wearing like, gown length dresses. I felt out of place, but there was all different types of outfits. So, I mean,
I'm convinced, I'm convinced Alexia like wakes up in a floor length dress with the cleavage sitting perfectly.
Perfectly perched. Perfect. I took one look at her. I said, oh my God, that is Barbie. I've never seen her not be done up. So she does wake up like it.
It's striking.
Yeah. She is, especially in person, you see these people on TV, they look amazing. But in person, when they live up to that, you're like, damn.
Yeah.
How do you, I aspire, but.
I did see, they're like filming Beverly Hills right now. Did you see the photo the other day of Dorit with the shopping bags?
No, I didn't.
So she's
Which
like,
shopping bags?
she's out in LA and she's wearing these long white trousers, like it's silk, like a nice silk pant. And she's carrying like, it's like 2 big orange Hermes bags and then like a couple other designer bags too.
Yeah.
I don't want to accuse her of anything. The bags do not look fresh, I would say.
Okay.
And so it's kind of giving again. I'm not accusing. I'm maybe wondering.
Right.
Like, did she leave the house with those bags to go do a little lap somewhere that she thought she would get photographed?
Do a little lap ski.
And I'm like,
the
having to
bags.
think about something like that is my nightmare.
I simply
To be like, what should I do today? What should I do? Should I go mill around on Rodeo Drive with some bags that I pull out of my closet?
just the thought of that. Yeah, no. Could never. I mean, I love the old school photos with like Lindsay Lohan with a cigarette in her hand with a Dorito bag and like a Target bag.
Yes.
To me, that's an aesthetic that I can live up to.
You're like, just go to the grocery store in your Uggs.
No, seriously. I used to love, what was it, the Star magazine, when they would be like stars just like us. Lived for those. It was like Lindsay Lohan and that when she was dating the DJ era.
Oh, yeah.
I loved it. They would just be doing everyday things.
It's
Britney
like,
Spears.
Did you know that Misha Barton pumps her own gas?
Yes.
She does.
She always looked great. She does. It felt relatable and it connected
It's like
with me.
we found Emilio Estevez at a Ralph's. Looking haggard. Just like us.
It's like, I felt that. I can do.
Have you ever seen a housewife like truly in the wild, like not in an event or something, like you just like laid eyes on
into
someone?
them? In New York, I want to say, no, it's always been at events. My friend did run into Teresa before I met Teresa in person. And she was in LA and Teresa was walking with Louis down a major street. They were just on a hike or something and they had just come down. And so she took a picture with Teresa. And she's like, oh, my friend's name is Andrea. She does your impression. This was early stages.
Yeah, before you were like appearing with.
Right.
Yes.
And Teresa was so nice, very gracious. And she took a picture with her. But yeah, I mean, sometimes we'll just be waltzing around. Milling around.
I one time saw Carol Radziwill running her like marathon era.
Yes.
I was like, that's a good one.
That's a really good one.
I've seen a few of the, I saw Kelly Ben-Simone looking frazzled one time walking down the street. Not frazzled. She looked good, but she was like in a hurry.
Clearly doing something. Hitting one of those bookings she's got. She's a busy real estate agent.
She's selling millions.
I said, okay.
She's $100 million. Hamptons, Miami, Paris.
Yeah. Well, that's Kelly Ben-Simone. I love watching her stories because they're very all over the place.
Hey guys, hey, it's Kelly Chlorine Ben-Simone.
Hey you guys, it's Kelly Ben-Simone here and living the best life that you can. Here are my top spots in Soho that I love.
This property, $40 million. Sick, unreal.
I could see myself living here.
I could see myself living here. I'm not gonna, but like you should.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, I remember the last time she came here, it was like I don't remember like if there was an occasion or anything, but we ended up talking about the real estate stuff, and I was just like kind of sitting here with my jaw,
aghast.
like mouth hanging out, because she's like $50 million, the exclusive Miami, Paris, going to Paris, showings, real estate. That's what it's about. I'm like,
Okay.
check that. Like, I don't know.
The energy she has, she'll be like 7 o'clock.
It's insane. It's nuts.
And she's so extreme with everything. So I wake up and she gives me energy because she's already been to Pilates, a dance class, and a run down,
She's like,
down
hey
Central
guys,
Park.
hey, I'm with my daughter Teddy today, and then I have showings.
I've got showings.
Rangers game.
Don't forget the Rangers. She's definitely going to be, horseback riding at some point. And then she's popping over to Paris to sell a property.
Running in the street.
Hanging
out in a bikini.
Looking fabulous.
She does look.
But
It's been
exhausting.
interesting. I know. So like you're a New York classic girl.
Yeah.
It's been really interesting to watch in the last 2 or 3 years how all of those women have kind of like navigated this
space.
chapter of question marks.
Totally.
And it's like Luann's doing her cabaret, and then I think just like hanging out in Sag Harbor, living her best life.
I think so. I mean, the cabaret it's a busy schedule. Keeps her on her toes. She did a Europe stint. That was fun.
Yeah, she's
she's
performing
doing
at Pride.
Right, she's performing at Pride. And then Ramona, hanging out with all her best girlfriends. Drinking white wine. Drinking. I just met in person Miguel, who famously does the Ramona impression.
Yes, he was just here on the show, actually.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So talented. Loved
Yeah.
his stuff. And I always wanted to do a Ramona Teresa because I love where he took his Ramona, you know?
It's
well,
really leaning into the,
the Doe Eye Bambi Blinkies.
I'm sorry, okay?
Okay, I'm sorry, okay? It just, he does her so well. So we finally got to meet in person and we did our little like Teresa Ramona.
Yeah.
It was the best. It was the best.
Yeah, I don't know about like Sonia. It seems I don't know what she's going through these days.
I don't.
She has Sonia in your city dates all throughout the fall, but I'm like,
okay, fantastic.
what's going?
Yeah, it is hard to sell. I mean, once you've done the show, you need to kind of like reinvent it all the time. You know what I mean? For these like live shows. The singing is great because you can reach so many different people when you're singing covers. Everybody will go see that.
Viva.
What are some other ones, Luann?
Me. I feel like she's done like My Funny Valentine.
Yes.
It's always she's
something. I mean, she'll do Christmas albums.
Yeah.
She touches all seasons. That's why she's so versatile. Now, I want Sonia to bring back. We're doing a lot of revivals of movies. Sonia should bring back the toaster oven. She should bring back all these things that she wanted to do.
It was hard. I mean, we were talking before about like the business ventures and watching them in meetings and stuff like that. And like Sonia's one of those people where it's like she never quite got it together. Even at the peak, it was not quite
We saw the potential though. It was there.
Yeah.
We just needed it to follow through. We needed somebody to like truly believe in her and get her out the door. She needed an assistant that was on her ass.
Yeah, she needed to like ditch the interns.
Yeah, the interns ain't doing it. She's always got a new intern. She's like, and I'm teaching the intern the ropes. I said, all right.
Right, like you can't always be training an intern.
The training takes away your creative genius. You need to drop the interns, and all they're doing is like folding her monogram towels.
Right, they're like, Miss Morgan, it's time to get out of the bath.
Right. I think you've had enough bubble time. That's what they're doing, cleaning the kitchen.
She's like, oh, yeah. Pickles, can you give me the iPad? Oh, I dropped the iPad in the bath again.
And the intern's like, oh no, let me drain the water. Every time she has that iPad near her bath, I get nervous. Yeah. Somehow or other, I think it's an electric machinery and she's going to get electrocuted.
Do you not?
I don't think so, because when your phone drops in, it just kind of dies,
That's true. It's not like...
Right. That's in my mind. I'm thinking it's going to be one of those accidents, but she seems to be doing fine. I love watching Quincy, her daughter.
Yes.
She has a, what's that live journal she writes, and she's an awesome writer, and I just love reading about her. Substack.
Oh yeah,
she has a really great Substack.
Yeah, Quincy has like a good head on her shoulders.
She really does.
She did one time. This is so random and like no shade, but she did a post about her favorite nighttime hair looks, and I'm like, that's just hair. Like, so your gorgeous hair. What's your nighttime hair? I don't change my hair really for the nighttime.
Right. Oh my God. I actually need to get better about nighttime routines. I'm always watching. TikTok either makes me feel bad about myself and my routines and what I do in life, or it makes me feel great because I'm watching someone else's, like, you know, but the shedding at night and in the morning time, people are taking off like multiple layers of protection and, you know, those masks.
Yeah.
It ain't me.
It's too much.
I just don't see myself wrapping myself up. I don't have the time also. Yeah. I'm not preparing for bed at 7 p.m. to be in bed by 10. Like, I just don't have that.
Oh God, no. I fall in bed whenever I'm ready.
Whenever I'm ready to go, and it's lights out. I brush my teeth, I put on maybe some moisturizer, a little lip balm, and we're ready. I'm not wrapping myself up.
I feel that. Well, Andrea, we've come to the point in the show where I think it's time to hear some opinions.
Okay.
Do you have an opinion?
I think I do, but of course I'm going to walk out of here and go, why didn't I say this? But
it's okay. It's okay.
This is
only on the internet forever.
Start the clock.
Okay. Do we have 60 seconds on the clock?
Amazing. My opinion is that there should be more Housewife franchises in small towns. You know why? Because small towns have big drama, okay? I'm talking about the upstaters. I'm talking about Midwest type of thing, like maybe outside of Chicago, but it can be outside of a really big city. But I think there's a lot of drama. There's a lot of people getting together. You know why? Because things that happen in slower towns, people get bored, okay? Which then means turns into more drama, more infidelity, more cheating, more, I don't know, gambling. You see where I'm going with this?
Gambling. Yes.
You never know, but there's a lot of secrets in those sleepy towns. But I love to watch it. I especially want to start with upstate because I'm obsessed with upstate. I went to Syracuse. Shout out everybody from the upstate. There's a lot of upstate hotties, and I think it would just be a really, really good watch. Secondly, do I have enough time? All right, 15 seconds. There should be more crossovers with shows, okay? I want to see like a Below Deck / Real Housewives / I don't know, like a Survivor. Just like mix and match all of the reality TV and we'll get the biggest drama. And that's my opinion!
Wow, perfect.
Thanks.
You know, they're doing the new season of Salt Lake City. They went on Below Deck Med, I think.
Okay, so this is happening.
Yes.
Okay, amazing.
It's in the new season trailer, like just came out as we're sitting down.
Okay, wait, stop.
And Captain Jason is there.
And Captain Jason. Now, this is the thing about with Below Deck. People, they're such big Below Deckers. I am a dabbler. I'm a Below Deck dabbler. Yeah. If I see something interesting, I'll watch it.
I had a good run where I would keep up with it. Mm-hmm. And then it was just like when they had a franchise going every week throughout the year.
Yeah.
It's like, I need to breathe.
And
Mondays now are when I breathe.
And Monday has cleared on the schedule.
That's breath day.
That is.
I do my breath work on Mondays. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, 60
Absolutely.
seconds. Ready. It has come to my attention that there is no plan for there to be a way for Americans to watch Real Housewives of London without resorting to illegal measures such as a VPN, which I support, but also I'm not supposed to. And I just think that this is a travesty because we are living in the age of globalization. It is easier than ever. I can send a WhatsApp message to somebody in Mongolia right now and talk to them all I want, back and forth throughout the day. Why in 2025, going into 2026, is there a Housewives franchise, something that I have centered probably too much of my life around? It's happening, it's fresh, it's new, it's in English, and I cannot watch it legally. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Who came up with this? Why is this happening? Why are we not dialoguing back and forth? It should be a cultural exchange. I know they're watching our shit over there. Why can't I watch their shit over here? I want to fix. I want to solve. And that is my opinion.
Excellent points were made.
Also, fly me the fuck out there.
Get me out to London.
They had a premiere event yesterday and somebody I know, well, because it's Hey You, which is in like the UK and Canada. Somebody I know who's from Canada was there. And I was like, I should have been there.
I absolutely agree. And also, Hey You has confused me for eons now.
Well,
you just explained it to me. I really thought it was kind of like the, I don't know, subsidiary of one of the big ones.
You know what? It is.
Okay.
Hey You is owned by Comcast NBC Universal. And I'm like, why are we not talking?
So why not cross over? Yeah, exactly. I don't understand.
Jesus.
Fix it. I did have a little run-in. Juicy Mayhew. Well, that's her name on Instagram, but she's one of the Real Housewives of London.
Oh, I'm like, of course.
You know Juicy.
Juicy. I'm picturing like Miss Juicy from Little Women Atlanta.
Miss Juicy.
How y'all doing?
Hey, Juicy Mayhew. And
Go on.
she was doing a podcast back when I was interning in DC, and she was absolutely, I mean, like breathtaking. I just wanted to know everything about her. So I'm so happy that we actually do get to see her on the screens. You know,
I'll find a way to watch.
We'll find a way to watch. So what is the options right now?
Like
you're like, girl, there is none.
Like VPN. You have to like use you have to like work around.
Dial up internet, you know, it's going away.
Is it?
It is. Like they're absolving it completely because 1% of Americans are still using dial-up internet.
For somebody's grandmother, that is going to be devastating.
It's going to rock her world. She's going to be like, first it was the connector telephones on the wall, and now my dial-up.
You're telling me?
You telling me?
I don't want a laptop.
What's the girl to do? You know she's screaming at her family about it. She's giving them hell.
She's like, call AT&T.
Well, call them up. I want to talk to somebody.
Oh, yeah, I heard AOL's like going away.
That's what AOL dial-up internet.
Got it.
And I was emailing somebody. I do private parties, by the way, if anybody wants to hire me. Okay. I'm doing a birthday party, and I was recently talking to the husband, getting everything ready. He's doing a surprise party for his wife. And he had an AOL email, and I said, haven't seen one of those in a while. Wow. Yeah. So are those getting absolved? Absolved. Are those getting obliterated? What's a good word for this?
I have no fucking clue.
You know when these old archaic
what if you just call Taylor up?
Right.
I don't know.
Right. It does. It becomes like this whole crazy thing about
AOL and Real Housewives of New Jersey. Two things we don't have anymore.
Two things that went bye-bye. By the way, I think if they just had a little bit of like a reorg, I think Jersey could work. Or maybe too much damage has been done.
There has been chatter just in the last week or two. And I don't know whether it is like wishful thinking / like just people talking, or if it's like where there's smoke, there's fire of like, maybe there's going to be an announcement at BravoCon. I saw just this week that somebody was like, oh, like reportedly Teresa and Melissa are willing to, willing to do
let
something. Let
bygones be bygones.
Some form of connection to let the show go for it. And it's like,
right.
I welcome that, but also I don't know if I trust it.
Yeah, I know. And then, of course, I think I saw Melissa repost something and she's like, fake news. So they're quick to deny any swirling rumors.
Yeah, it was just the 1 year anniversary of that Last Supper dinner.
At Rails?
Yeah, at Rails Steakhouse.
Yeah.
Dolores' last stand.
Yeah. I
don't know.
I remember that one. I still have yet to go to Rails, actually.
We should go to Rails.
Okay.
Oh my God, we should do like a group dinner at Rails.
Exactly. Delance, you know me. Saying I've been trying to get this together for so long. Let's do it.
And we could get like
it's on camera now.
We could get a car. Like we could get Sprinter van.
Sprinter van. Everybody's coming. I got seats for everybody.
We got a reservation for 40.
Reservation for 40. We're just going to take that whole room.
Oh my God, Rails.
No, it'd be fantastic. Another opinion, love a steakhouse.
Okay.
No. Live for a steakhouse. If there's not a steakhouse in the town or whatever, if I've got an appearance somewhere, I always look up the closest steakhouse. Keeps me alive.
Like a suburban.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Dark wood, mahogany. There's nice booths with like a leather interior.
A little like mint jelly on the steak.
Absolutely. Don't get me started. Mint julep? Yes. Dirty martini with blue cheese stuffed olives if they have.
Okay.
But I'm not going to cause a stir.
You're not going to go back there in the kitchen and stuff them yourself.
Some people are petty and they go, we don't carry that, but I can bring you blue cheese and you can stuff it yourself. I was like, okay, you're not getting a tip. Docked.
Attitude.
Fucking hot. I'm sensing a little bit of attitude and I don't appreciate it.
I don't know what I've done to you, but...
Seriously, I'll have Pinot Grigio and blue cheese stuffed olives.
Please. Not in the Pinot Grigio, though.
Not in the Pinot Grigio. No. Just, on the side to calm my nerves.
Well, Andrea, this has been so fun. I'll see you at Rails Steakhouse.
No, it is happening. And it's going to be a full, let's get some camera people in there. Okay, I'm taking it too far.
We're
but
hiring a crew.
Absolutely.
Everybody's coming. Get in the Sprinter van.
It's going to be so fun.
Perfect.
Love you.
Tell everyone where they can follow you, listen to you, all that.
You can follow me at Andrea Lopez Comedy, TikTok, Instagram, and I also do a weekly podcast that we're bringing back. It's called Big Wigs Podcast with Anna Roisman, and that usually airs every Thursday, but we are reorging and coming out new for the fall.
I love I see like your clips and stuff where you're just like in full like Kristen Cavallari drag.
Completely. And my wigs are so, I don't know, a little messy. I cart them everywhere. So
well, I think you don't want it to be too perfect.
I think so too.
Because there needs to be that element. It needs to be a comedy wig, not a glam wig.
Right,
you know?
Exactly. This is meant for comedy purposes. And, we never want people to take it offensively. It's always supposed to be in fun.
Right.
So I just did Todd Chrisley, and, he has like a short wig. Julie! He's got a short wig. And so some of my hair is like coming out of it because it's very hard to, capture all the hair in these like tiny little wigs, when you're doing it yourself. So Anna and I had a really fun time. He's got a little pixie cut. I glossed my face because I don't know if his face was shiny for maybe Botox injection or he just keeps it extremely moisturized. But only thing I had was lip plumping lip gloss. And so I put it all over my face. Face was burning the entire episode. I'm just sitting there like, Julie, when I was in jail, I was going off the rails.
Wow.
I know.
There's
Sorry.
a lot to keep up with.
I could go on tangents, but thank you so much for having me. I love you. And this was so much fun.
This was fun.
Rails.
Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time at Rail Steakhouse or in an Italian kitchen somewhere.
Absolutely.
Thanks everyone for watching, listening. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe. And until next time, be cool. Don't be all like uncool.